Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. We are going to be finishing the Midway Part 3, the last part of our little adventure to the Midway and everything that happened. The Midway is the aircraft carrier ship. Did I say that right? I always say battleship.
It's not a battleship.
It's been hard.
It is an aircraft carrier, and it is, it's an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's what it is.
Okay, but before we get started with that, we have some giveaways to give away. So we will get into that at the end of, we were going to say a special surprise, huh?
Yeah, but it's okay because it's already on the live stream.
Okay.
Can't change it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but anyway, we do have a special surprise, and it
more
does involve a giveaway.
Yes, so we'll get more in depth after the episode. So let's hop right into it. Last week we finished off, we'd already gone to lunch. So at this point of the day, it's about 1 p.m. So part 1 was the morning, part 2 was mid-morning to about 1 p.m. and now we are starting about 1:30 p.m. And we start in the church, and the church was on the ship.
Oh yeah,
it was so pretty. It was very interesting. It was a very small room, and it was only could probably seat about 30 people, if that, maybe, because there was like 3 rows, right, Heather?
Yeah.
There was like 3 rows, 2 on each side, and then maybe 3 people per row. So 18 people, maybe 4 people on each, not per row, but per bench. So 8, 16, 24 people. And then there was an altar at the top for like the preacher or chaplain to speak. And then there was a really pretty mosaic in the background, glass mosaic. So you walked in and you really just felt like a little cute chapel. And in the middle of a boat.
It was really cute. And the one thing that I noticed is that where there was like a mosaic, and then it was a mosaic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like one area of the wall, it looked like a UFO.
Yeah, you saw that.
And
you were tripping.
Right away, I just was like, there's a UFO in the church, and everybody's like looking at me like, what the heck?
I think what it was actually it was a picture of what is it called? I can't think of the word, but it's what you drink out of. What for the
for the communion.
For the communion, and it's the little cup. And I think that's what it was, because it has that like oval, that UFO shape at the top, and then it goes down like it's beaming.
Yeah, it looked like it was beaming down.
Yeah, and so we were like, okay, Heather, and you're a little too much into the UFOs.
I know. Well, I just thought it was interesting because, you always hear about, and we've talked about this before, about the USOs.
Yeah.
So I was like, are they trying to, is there, a little Easter egg in here?
Yeah.
Here? But why would it be in the church, though?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
But
because maybe for the people who believe that we came from aliens.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that would be their god, or what?
That would be part of it, because it has to be a non-denominational thing for everybody. So maybe it's for the ufologists to go and,
or Scientologists.
I don't know what they believe in.
I think they believe in UFOs.
Oh, do they?
Too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scientology.
I have no idea.
Scientology.
Yes.
They have some aspect of UFOs. I don't know completely what it is, but I know that because it's like sci-fi almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know. I'm surprised that it's a Scientologist.
Yeah, it would make sense. So they probably believe that the UFOs are our creator, not God. So that would be their different religion type thing. There's no God, it's the UFOs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let us know what Scientology is. Maybe we'll have to unlock that next, because I have no idea.
We should unlock it. There's a lot of conspiracies just with that.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to do...
And people that came forward about Scientology, the dark side or whatever.
And the Scientology, the person who founded it, the last time his wife was seen was in 2008, and nobody's heard from her since, and it's she's a missing person, but she's not.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about doing an episode on that, and I keep forgetting until right now.
I just thought about
what?
We're doing the USS Midway.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
That's the connection.
That is the connection. That's maybe why.
No, that wouldn't be why.
Oh.
Because Tom Cruise wasn't on there when that thing was built.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And there's so many Scientologists. Like, he's not the only one. But he did film that movie. He did that movie, so...
Yeah.
They filmed it on the Midway, so that's just kind of interesting.
But it was only the second one. It wasn't the first one.
No.
Because the first one, the Midway was still... the first one. Because the first one came out in the 80s, right?
Yeah, because it was ended in, what, like the 90s?
Yeah, 92 or 4 or something. Okay. I'm all saying or something, like we're doing an episode on this, and I'm like, yeah, that was episode 1. That was like 2 weeks ago. We don't know.
My notes right here. I could actually say, and I do know what the aircraft carrier actual name is. If we really want to get, it is a USS Midway CV-41 United States Navy aircraft carrier.
So we were right, aircraft carrier.
And it was commissioned 8 days after the end of World War II. It was the largest ship in the world until 1955. It was decommissioned on April 11th, 1992.
92, yep.
Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh, that's like the Sublime song, April 22nd, 1992, or April 28th, it's a day.
Oh, the riot.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's funny. Okay. Anyways, so back to the church. What was interesting about the church, too, is, so you walk in, but the wall right next to you had a plaque of just all these people who served. Were they the ones that had died?
They were the ones that had died, yeah.
On the ship, and there's just so many names. There was, like, hundreds of names, and they make a nice little plaque for them, so that was nice.
And then remember, too, I think, was it outside of the church or on the way to the church, we saw pictures, not just names, but photographs of people that worked on the Midway.
Yes.
That had passed away.
That was, that was a total, that wasn't anywhere near the church. That was a completely different location.
Oh.
But we have not mentioned that yet, and I don't think we will. But yeah, it was about 20 people that were, and the last one had died like a few years ago.
And these were not people that died on the USS Midway.
No, they were just the ones that like helped build the ship or helped restore it, helped volunteers that helped keep it going and up and yeah.
And then a lot of them were retired servicemen and women themselves, and some of them I believe were just like people that were just interested, that loved the whole culture of it and everything, and just wanted to.
And one of the guys had just recently passed. I want to say like 2021.
Oh, and wasn't he like 100 or something?
Yeah, and he was very like avid on the ship, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like he was always on the ship. He was very involved, and he would just come around and greet everybody and just tell old like stories. And he served on the Midway.
Yeah,
and so that was interesting to see that. So if we had been 2 years ago, we would have met him.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do?
Which would have been so interesting.
I'm gonna put a note here because I think I took a picture of that wall.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then I'll post the.
You took pictures of everything.
I will post the photographs. So I'm gonna put photo.
Okay, and then
of wall.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did you pause it?
No, I did not.
Oh. I'm like, photo of the wall. No, it's okay.
Okay. And then right across from the church was where the chaplain lived, because remember, everything next to where people worked, they lived right next to where they worked.
Yes.
His was his living quarters. It was almost like a very a small, like, okay, if you go in a hotel nowadays and you go to the bathroom, it was the size of a bathroom, but he had it to himself.
And who is this again?
The chaplain.
Oh, yeah, the chaplain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he had like a desk in there and like a bed, and that was like it. Not a lot, but pretty nice considering.
Well, actually, that's like a suite for the Midway.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
We're going to post pictures of us laying in the beds that the service men and women slept in.
Yeah.
And you can't even sit up. You can barely roll to your side and lay on your side. If you're a side sleeper, you're screwed.
You can't do anything, yeah.
So the fact that he had this space to himself, it was like
huge.
So
huge. Yeah,
so huge.
For sure. So then we proceeded over to the captain's quarters, which, you want to talk about a suite.
Oh, yeah.
Though that was like the size of a standard studio apartment, I would say. It was huge compared to...
Yeah.
It had like a queen size bed in the middle of the room. It wasn't like everything's pushed to the side.
Didn't it have like an ensuite too? It had a door that went through.
Yeah, to go to like another area, like a living area.
Yes.
Like, it was huge. And I almost want to say they had their own bathroom. They had like, it was like...
And wasn't that...
There was like a big armoire.
Yeah.
And then they had like a nice closet for all their like dress suits, outfits, and like, because that's, the military. You have to keep everything nice.
Well, yeah, they would have to keep everything pristine because they can't have it all wrinkly and stuff. So they would have to, even the lower class, they would have to like constantly... iron and whatever they have to do to look the part. So I'm sure that they couldn't, like, the captain can't
especially
have
the captain, like,
can't have a crease in his sleeve or jacket.
So after that, we went further into the belly of the ship, and we saw handprints on the walls. And Heather's gonna post those. Those were super spooky. They were just like, there was like dirty handprints on the walls but like they slid down.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Like, where do they come from?
And this was like not a part where you can go to. Like the captain's quarters, was obviously, it was cleaned up. The church was cleaned up. Everything, there was tourists there. We were like walking past tourists there.
Yeah, this area
was
like,
not part of the tourism part. It was the part that hadn't been like renovated or anything.
Wasn't this the area where it was saying to watch out for asbestos? Like, I remember seeing some signs there.
Yeah, we were about to, I think it was on that wall. We were walking into
like
that
on
area.
that path.
Yeah. We went to the hull of the ship at the lowest deck right before the water line. Mm-hmm. And that is where there were spider webs and all creepy things. And there were portholes that didn't have any glass or anything, that you could actually like look out and almost like, you felt like you could almost touch the water. We were probably still like 20 feet above the water, but still.
Yeah.
And that was, do you want to explain the decoy torpedoes? Because I feel like you can explain that better.
Okay. So the way that I understood it was there's like a long corridor, and then there's like one room.
Yes.
And that room is like where they house the decoy torpedoes. And then there is where the other little small area where
the holes are.
Where the holes are, which like she said, like Jenna said, they're like, you could almost touch the water. Like you can't, but you almost can. And they would put them through those holes, and they would be on like a buoy almost. Like they'd hang off the ship. Like, they wouldn't lose them. They would put them out there.
They'd be on a rope,
yeah.
And they would send them as if they were a torpedo, so the other ship would see it, shoot off their torpedo,
yes.
And hopefully hit the dummy, the decoy torpedo. And then it's like a bait and switch type situation.
Yes, and then so we actually do have footage of Jenna describing it and everything, and it's a really cool footage because it's like you see the spider webs,
the grossness,
dusty.
Yeah, nobody's been there for years. The cleaning lady definitely hasn't been there.
Yeah,
like in 50 years probably.
I think there probably ever was. And then it's where we saw the painting on the way, right?
Yeah, I was around that area. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the painting? You talk about. There's all sorts of paintings throughout that the servicemen and women had painted, probably just to keep up their morale. They're bored, whatever. And it was a girl. Is it the girl on the bomb riding the bomb or something?
So it was like a silhouette of like a woman, and we'll post a picture of it. I have a picture of it, but I don't remember if she was on a bomb or it was just. I don't think she was.
Torpedo.
I think it was just a silhouette of her nude, and they had painted it there.
Yeah, it was red
to help with morale.
Something we're not sure what to help with, but yeah. It was super. It was fun. There's all sorts of paintings. All the paintings were really fun.
But the cool part was, like, you would never see that unless you were working on the ship. Like, you would never even know it was there. And there was so many, like, little hidden Easter eggs all over like that.
Yeah, there was a lot. And even if they had opened that for the public, I'm sure they would have painted over that or covered it in some way because it was kind of risque for, like, little kids maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't super. It was just a silhouette, but...
Or even remember when we went to... I mean, it's kind of a common theme because if you think about it, these men, they're out on this ship.
Yeah.
forever with, you know, limited women, because obviously there's women on the ship too, but it's not the same as, like, you know, you miss your loved one, or you, like, you know, whatever, you want to hook up with a girl or something, right? So, it's just like when we were looking at where their beds are, and we opened remember when we opened the cabinet and you found the phone number?
All the phone numbers.
There was, like, all these phone numbers. The guys would, like, write of girls in there, and
the Navy sucks. Fuck the Navy.
Like, they would
write... I like, Jesus is love. Like, there was, like, it went from, like, cursing and fuck this to, like, let's all live happy and la la la.
Call for a good time, and it would have, like, a girl's number. And then the other thing too was, where was it? The director's office?
Where what?
Or was it in where there was the Playboy bunny one?
Oh, yeah.
Remember? With the key and the bunny, and then dog tag?
Yeah, it was dog tags with the Playboy bunny, yeah.
I got a picture of that one, too.
Yeah.
I guess that's we're at the end of the tour when we go back in there. So
yeah,
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, that's okay, though.
But there was a lot of, like, you know.
We saw so much stuff just wandering through that it's hard to, like, pinpoint when we saw it or where we saw it exactly, because it's just hallways after hallways after hallways, and, so... But anyway, so after we went to that decoy torpedo room, we went a few more decks down below the water, and this is definitely where how do you say asbestos, I believe. I don't know. Yeah, and that is where they hold the extra, like, food supplies and all the food supplies.
That is
it's where the freezer and the fridge is. Yeah. And it was about, like, 4 decks or 2 decks, like, tall, and about 4 rooms per deck of just food. And you think about it, and it's like you have all these servicemen and women out for months, year at a time. Yeah. You need to have a lot of fucking food, right?
You have a lot of food on board.
You have a lot of fucking food on board. So this was huge. In fact, we didn't even see all of it because the part of that food storage area was where Clay did not want to go.
Well, we would have to go down again, and remember where we're going, there's no lights. Yeah. We're walking around with flashlights. Mm-hmm. Could be, like, a hole in the ground. Like, you have to make sure you don't, like, fall through. Yeah. There's like, sharp things, and
there's like stuff on the ground, like the like where shelving used to be, so it's like the structure of the shelf of the bottom just to hold the shelving in place. But, like, unless you're looking down with a flashlight, you don't see that, so you could easily fall.
You could easily trip
get
and fall.
Asbestos all up in you.
Land in a pile of asbestos.
Yeah, like, and it was weird because
get bit by a spider.
It was definitely abandoned because there was still, like, tags that said, like, milk. Like, little, like, hang tags that said milk and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had the little tags.
And they're, like, metal. They weren't, like, paper or anything. It was, like, metal. Yeah. And they were just, like, on the ground. Like, somebody had, like, it really was just abandoned. Like, that's how they left it. And nobody's been down there since, unless, you know, your brother's walking through to, like, fix something, or one of the people are, like, doing something specific down there. Nobody's down there cleaning it.
I don't think that anyone really goes down there.
There'd be no reason unless, like, you know, water came through, or there's, like, electrical problem and you need to be down there, like, for maintenance purposes. That'd be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one specific area to get to the cold food storage locker, which was one of the places I really wanted to go to, the ladder to get down, it's just a straight down.
Up and down.
It's like so imagine you're standing on the floor, right? On the floor of one of the decks, and then there's, like, a square,
just a little square just for, like, your body, and that's it.
Yeah, it'll just fit your body, and then the ladder just goes straight down, but it was
there's like no handrails, it's just a ladder.
Yeah, and it's, like, shaky and, like, missing the
steps and shit every so often.
It looks all rusty, and if you step on it, probably the bolt's gonna come out and you're just gonna fall. And it's a pretty far, like, if you fell, it would...
Because it's in the belly of the ship, so it's not... This isn't where it's... So where most people go to, like, tour the ship, you know, it's only maybe an 8-foot tall you know, when you're walking through hallways and stuff, it's only like 8 feet tall or so. It's pretty short, you know, each deck. This, because it's the belly, it's like
tall.
20 feet. It's like very tall. They're very wide open. It's very tall, big. It's not as cramped as like the hallways and the bedroom, or not the bedrooms, but you know, everything else on the ship.
It still has all the gadgets and things on the walls and pipes and everything is exposed, but it's a much larger space.
Yes.
So you can walk around more freely. And it just, you could tell, like, I can definitely see why he didn't want to go down there. And also, there's been a lot of paranormal activity in that area specifically. So that I don't know if somebody got stuck in the food storage locker and passed away, or, like, I don't know. Like, we never heard, like, exactly what happened. But it's just spooky in general. And when you're in there, it just feels like... I mean, I wanted to go.
I did too, but Clay was like, no.
But he was responsible for us. Yeah. And if something would have happened to us, you know, obviously that wouldn't have been good. But can you imagine if we would have went down there, how much more fucked up that area would have... Because our level was already fucked up. Yeah. So that area would have been even more fucked up. And I think there was actually water.
I think there was water down there.
I think there would have been water.
There was, like, puddles of water because, you know, the ship can hold so much, like, a little bit of water and leakage and stuff.
Yeah, I think there would have been water down there.
I think that there was a little bit of water, and God knows what's in that water. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Like, the dirtiness and the just...
Rust and asbestos and...
tetanus.
I wonder if there's rats. There might be rats down there. We never saw any rats. We didn't see any rats, for the record.
Now we saw no rats. At the time, I thought that'd be a great, fun adventure to go down there. But now, looking back, I'm really glad Clay said no.
Yeah.
He was the smart one of us.
Somebody had to be the smart one.
Yeah, because we would have just been, like, jumping off the ship at that point. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so then after that, we just started to go back up. We were all feeling a little dizzy and weird and discombobulated just from being so low. It's just so weird.
And I think we had some lack of oxygen in some of these places.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of anything, so...
And it was hot.
Yeah.
We started getting hot.
Yeah. So there was no light. We were getting hot, discombobulated, and so we went back up to the top... Mm-hmm. of the ship, and then we started to tour the outside, like the main deck of the ship, where the aircrafts, where the helicopters, or the whatever the.
Where did you find the phone? Remember that phone? I took a picture of you, and we walked around.
That was in like the big turbine room.
So we're not there yet, right?
No, I'm all done.
So we should talk about the turbine area.
Yeah, the turbine room was huge, and it just...
Turbine room. I think that's
what it was, and there was like a cell phone. There was like, it almost looked like a payphone, and inside it had all the numbers, and it had a paper with all the numbers of, like, to get to this person or this person within the ship. Mm-hmm. The phone did not work. But you would go into it, and you couldn't hear anything. It was like a soundproof...
Oh, yeah, it was soundproof.
It was a sound... But, like, it was so weird because you didn't walk into anything. You just put your head into it.
It was just a booth.
It was a booth that you put your head into, and it would, like, automatically soundproof it. And it's probably because the turbines, when they're on, they're so fucking loud.
I don't even know how they would even be able to hear.
But all the paperwork and stuff, like, it even had the date of 1984 or something. So, like, nobody's been down there. Nobody's cleaned it up. Nobody's done anything. It's not even, like, protected or... You know, anything like that. It's just, it is what it is. And there was, like, an old soda can, like a Pepsi, old, like, Pepsi can, remember? And that was, like, from, like, the 80s. It was just, like, on the ground.
Which is cool because it was, like, the old can.
Yeah, that's how we knew it was so old, because it was, like, the old can.
I have a lot of footage of us, like, walking around in there, and I have a lot of photographs of that area.
That we tried to go down as much as we could, and within the turbines, and we went... a lot of floors down, but all of a sudden we had to stop for some reason. I think that it got smaller and smaller. Yeah. And we were just like, yep, I'm out. I'm just kidding.
No, remember what happened? One of our tour guides got called because remember there was something going on. Yeah. I don't know what was going on, but they got called away. So then we think we all naturally just walked. We didn't have to leave the area, but because one of the, we all just went. It's like we came as a group, we left as a group type of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely spooky, and I bet that is probably where a lot of paranormal activity happens as well. It just seems spooky. Mm-hmm. It seems like a place where, like, I could see people using the electromagnetic sensors and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just in general. It was just seemed like it would be a horrible place to work. It was like you can imagine how loud it would be, and then like just like the catwalks around were very dangerous and stuff.
Yeah, it was all pretty.
Yeah, I have a lot of footage of the turbine room. Is it called turbine room?
I think they're the turbines. I think the big things that spin, that move the ship forward. I think that's what that was. It was all covered. You couldn't see the turbines, but it was all covered like...
But we walked downstairs, remember? It was like one giant room, but then it did have...
like 4 or 5 levels big.
But the levels were shorter for that. It was probably like maybe this big.
Yeah.
Like as big as our ceiling to the floor, like a regular...
Yeah, like a regular like 10 foot.
Yeah, regular space.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like the belly where it was like extended.
But as you went down, but it was like. But it was
long, like a rectangle.
But it took up the actual turbine or whatever it was. Took up like 3 stories.
Well, it took up like
inside,
all the room,
everything.
and that's why it went down.
Yeah,
so you could work on it
as you went down. Yeah, exactly.
But it was all one room, one space.
Yeah, I believe that was the turbines, and I'm almost positive.
I really liked that room a lot, and then I really liked the boiler room.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
That was the first room we went to, and I really liked that too.
That wasn't the first room we went to.
What was the first room we went to?
We didn't really talk about the first room we went to. It was a workshop, remember? Where the lathes and stuff were.
Oh yeah, I just bypassed that.
I know, but that was technically the first room we went to.
That, and Brad was so impressed with it because we have the machine shop, so we have lathes.
Yeah,
and it was all old lathes and old mills, and that's how they would fix the ships.
But you know what? I am gonna post some pictures because that's where we saw. Do you remember what we saw there?
No.
Guys, I have some exciting news for you.
What? What did we see?
Elvis is alive.
Did we see Elvis?
Elvis is alive, and he is in the workroom using a lathe.
At the machine shop? I don't remember seeing Elvis.
Yeah, you know how, like, when you go around, they have all the little dummies?
Yeah.
There's one that looks exactly like Elvis.
How did I forget about that?
I told you. I was like, look, it's Elvis. He lives. And I was, like, taking pictures of him. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if they did that on purpose to, like, make him look like Elvis.
Well, he was in the army.
Was he in the army?
Something.
He was in the service. Yeah. I don't know what branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's in the Navy, and I'm going to post a picture of him.
I totally forgot.
Which was part 1, but whatever.
It just looks like him. He wasn't dressed up like Elvis. It just looked like him. Okay. No. Okay. So I was picturing, like, I was like, how did I miss Elvis in that white suit with the diamond?
No.
How did I miss that?
No, he was not dressed up like Elvis. He had on, like, a work suit, like you would wear, like, in that environment.
Yeah.
He had, like, goggles on, you know.
Oh, my gosh. You know what was so funny about those dummies?
I'm like, it's Elvis.
You know what's so funny about those dummies? There was one, and I think it was in the chaplain's office, or it was not chaplain's office, but his room, or it was right next to his room. There was a dummy sitting at a table, like writing, quote unquote, like writing a letter.
Yeah.
And it was wearing glasses, like sunglasses or something, or regular glasses, and your brother had said that he put them on, like, months prior as a joke, because he found them, like, somebody had left them, like, a guest had left them, so he just, like, put them on. They're, like, reading glasses, and nobody ever took them off. Nobody ever, like, cared.
Yeah,
nobody ever
cared.
It worked. It looked good, so.
I guess if you're missing your glasses.
It might be there. I think they were just, like, reading glasses or something. I almost want to say that they were, like pink sunglasses, like something like so random.
Yeah.
I
wonder if we got a picture of that. I'll have to look.
I'm sure. We took a picture of everything. So, okay, well.
And then we're not doing part 4.
No, we're done.
Okay, so but we're not done.
Oh.
Because then, at the very end, we went back to the director's office, remember?
Yeah.
Wait, was that at the end? No, it wasn't.
No,
we had a meeting
about that. Yeah, we already talked about that.
I'm getting out of order. I feel like we went back there and when we did the coins and stuff.
No, that was we already talked about the coins and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, never mind.
We talked about that in part 2.
No, but I'll just say it. We did get the opportunity to, in case they haven't heard that, and since I already mentioned it, might as well just say it again.
Moving forward.
Yeah. So we did get to go in the director's office at some point, and he did actually, this is a good segue. he gave us some swag.
Some goodies. Yes, he did.
He gave us some Midway swag, and we wanted to...
We're going to be raffling off some of the Midway swag. And it's just a bag full of stuff, and so we have put together four little goodie bags for you. And to enter the contest, you can either comment on this Facebook post or the YouTube video. So this Facebook video live or the YouTube video. And if you share this video on Facebook on your feed, you get 2 entries. We're going to go live on December 13th at 11 a.m. To live,
like, do a drawing
to pick the winner. And if you win, we will message you and let you know and get your address, and we'll send you a little goodie bag. So good luck, and don't forget to share, like, subscribe, get as many entries as you can, and you can go home with some Midway little swag.
Yeah, and
little goodie bag from us.
For every, like, comment or share, you'll get an entry. So if you, like, do it on Facebook and on YouTube, you'll get more than
2 entries.
Yeah, you'll
and
get
then
2.
if you, wherever you share, you'll get 2 entries. So
yes,
share the video, and
yes,
that's fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's our first giveaway ever, so that's why we're like, we don't even know. Yeah,
and it's so close to the holidays, so it makes it like kind of
like a little present.
Yeah,
a pre-holiday present.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for listening to our adventure with the Midway.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to add, Heather?
I'm just going to add that we have a lot of footage from the Midway.
So, yes.
And we have a lot of images, and it has been taking longer than anticipated to get it all out there. But I did make a playlist on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook also. But I made a new playlist on YouTube specifically for the Midway. So it'll all be compiled in one place. So if you are really interested in seeing these places, which I'm telling you, it's worth it because
it's really fun.
It's not even like for the views and whatever. It's like, it's just interesting.
And you can't see it anywhere else unless you work on the Midway or know somebody.
If you're in the Navy or something,
or you know somebody that can get you on the Midway, because this is not part of the tour. Like, you won't get to see this stuff ever.
Yeah.
So we really hope that you enjoy it and come back. Heather will be posting on and off, just probably daily, I would imagine, or
every day.
To get it all out. And this episode actually airs on December 13th, so she's gonna try to get as much as she can out before December 13th.
Yeah, and I just put on YouTube Jenna in the boiler room.
Oh,
it's on there now. So
that one's really cool. You should definitely check that out, because that, like, you can see us going up the catwalk, or me going up the catwalk,
and it's, so you would see how pitch black it is, and that is in one of the more lit areas and the higher levels. We hadn't even gone down to where it's like asbestos and spiders and like it's like it's literally pitch black. You cannot see your hand in front of your face. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah,
that's how dark it is, and it's. Remember that one hallway we went down?
Yeah, it scares me to
even
think about.
My brother, who works there, was like, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, it was a dark hallway,
sketch and not good.
There was no light to turn on, and we closed the door just to have fun. I think we closed. No, we didn't even have to close the door. We just walked down through the hallway a little bit further, and you couldn't see anything.
You couldn't see your hand.
We couldn't see each other. We couldn't see anything. So we were just like, okay, and we're out. We turned back around and went towards the light. If there was no light, we wouldn't have even been able to see anything. Yeah. There was other places where the lights were flickering red. They would go on and off. That was super spooky.
I have videos
of all of that. So just keep checking back on our socials, and eventually it'll all get out there. But Heather's working really hard, and she's the only one that knows how to do anything.
Well, to be honest, all of the reels and all of the videos that we've put out and published so far, we're learning as we're going. And the simplest thing that maybe someone else knows how to put out and publish, we don't know how to do.
No.
And we're doing this by ourselves, and with help of Googling, how do I create this? So it's taking a little bit longer. So thank you for bearing with us. And as we keep going with the podcast, it's going to get better and better. But the main thing is that we are putting it out there, and it's
we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope that you enjoyed our 3-part Midway adventure. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially if you want to win some Midway swag. And thank you guys so much for listening. Email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com.
Oh, and you know what we should say before we completely end?
What?
Thank you to everyone on the Midway.
Oh, yes. Thank you to everyone
on the Midway who helped us make this possible.
Yeah. Thank you, Clay, so much for letting us invade your work space and touring us all around.
And the facility manager, thank you so much. Should we say his name?
Yeah, I mean...
Mr. Scott Whaley. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. That was so amazing. We're very, 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 excited and happy that we got to do that and that you were so welcoming, too. So, thank you, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye.